the process around the personal, if you have the book, you'd see what I'm talking about, details and articulates this, saying that we are on that journey, we're on that first tranche. We have to take care of our personal self. And I've also shared on this platform how, I, I've also shared on this platform that the best way, when we go on this, when we enter into a plane, you are told that if the oxygen mask should drop, at any point in time, that you should please put the mask on your face before any other person. Why is this important? It's all about your survival first. So, like we said, the reinvention journey, is akin to you also discovering yourself, reinventing yourself to be able to go on the journey that will impact others. So you're not just even reinventing for yourself, because by the time you come in tandem with your purpose, you realize that you are inventing to also impact lives. All right. So that's why we had to go on this journey to say, hey, we started with the personal revival, the reinvention within ourselves. And then we move swiftly now to the things that concerns us. So there's the personal, and then there's the profit, all right? And profit could be business, all right? Profit could be business, profit could be career, and profit could be an enterprise of some sort, or any undertaking you want to go through. So I'll run speedily now. I'll run speedily now. Today is Sunday, and we have several Mother's Day. So don't worry, every day is Mother's Day. So all the mothers, happy Mother's Day once again. Now, let me go straight to the discourse for today. And I'm going to be reading from the book, all right, Reinvention. And today is day 8, even though it's day 1 in the business, all right, career and enterprise model, okay? And so I read Dixon's quote. It says, "Birth is the sudden opening of a window through which you look out upon a stupendous prospect for what has happened. A miracle. You have exchanged nothing for the possibilities of everything." And I dare say that that's, I don't know if you get the full gist of this, is that bet, even though we are betting, but it's tied to something that has been, grinding, or something that was there, okay? I have never been pregnant before, but I'm a product of a betting process. I was giving birth to, yeah. And the process of betting is such that you have put in something, so an egg fertilizes, is it? Yeah, that's it. And an egg gets fertilized, and to the point where it starts to, it starts to grow in the womb, to the extent that it's nurtured, and over time, and after some time, there is now an experience of birth. So there's a busting out. So if you want to start anything, almost like business, or you want to start a new career path, or you want to chart a new way, there must be, and so I'm going to be sharing with you 5 critical parts, all right, or stages towards betting, all right, towards starting, towards, just breaking forth, all right. And that's one of it. The first step is preparation. And I can tell you what we've done over the last 7 days or 8 days, without a doubt, has been that we've been preparing the soil, preparing the mind, all right, in terms of rich materials, investigating in all directions, moving just to fill ourselves, all right, with what is required to take us to the next level. And I dare say, that look, that preparation bit is almost like a bit of one of the critical things that must be done right. And why have I said this is that, I'm sure we have a few farmers in the house, or a couple of people in the agricultural sector or agri business, and even if you ain't there, I'm sure you probably have planted the seed before. And even if you haven't, it shouldn't be a reason not to understand this concept, that a farmer first needs to clear the ground, all right, till the ground and make it soft, just so as to be able to plant what he needs to plant. And that's what the whole exercise over the last 8 days has been, where we've had to just prepare our minds, prepare our thoughts, prepare our everything around us, just so as to be able to accommodate what we seek to achieve. So we started with decision, just like we must decide now. Then we went on to the mindset. We started to talk about values. We moved on to doing. We talked about time, the essence of time, and then we had to talk about rest, because for everything there must be rest. So the betting process, and let me take this a bit further. All right. So it says bet is an opportunity to transcend, to rise above what we are accustomed to reach deeper inside ourselves, to reach deeper into ourselves, for emphasis, that we are familiar with, and to see not only what we are truly made of, but the strength we can access in and through birth. So that year, I was called to the Entrepreneurial Summit in House on the Rock Churches, and that's what led me to review a few instances. Because first of all, my shock was that this invitation, I've had a lot of failed businesses, failed ideas. Why are you calling me to be the lead for your entrepreneurial summit? Yeah, even though we've bet a lot of companies, we've bet a lot of ideas, but we have ideas and stories of failure. And it soon occurred to me, as I went into my inner self, it occurred to me that there's the benefit of what I'm talking about. And, like the scripture will say, a righteous man falls 7 times and rises up again. So it's not in the falling, it's that the ability to rise. The man of faith is that guy that is able to rise up, rise up, rise up. So don't worry, have you failed before? It's okay to fail. And like we heard yesterday, it's up to you to determine what that failure is, whether it's an event, all right, the learning process, or, but it does not characterize you. All right. So the first stage, the first stage in this 5-stage process of birthing, or creating or starting new things, is preparation. All right. And if you go with me on this journey, you'll clearly understand what I mean. The second bit is I'm not following the planting process now. It's what you call digestion, seeking relationships between the materials. Okay, so all that we have done now, all that you have been hearing, the insights, all that you read, have you started to digest it? Almost like I understand goats, is it goats or cows? They have a 4 stomach structure, so they regurgitate. So are you chewing all of these things? Is it digesting? Are you taking in and out, digesting it? Just so that at some point you can seek the relationship, you can see the connecting, you can connect the dots across the lines and ensure that things, move in the right perspective. The third is incubation. Okay, and this is an unconscious process, when we're using no direct effort on the process. It's just like, and let me use the example of a premature baby. Okay, so there's one thing about the baby in the incubator. The baby in the incubator, all right, has no distractions. There's nobody carrying the baby. There's nobody coming to visit. There's no external, so that's also how, unconsciously we must begin to guard and nurture whatever we need to do, so that we are, and that talks about the acronyms that I came about that will guide this process. I called it the FOODS model. Food, F for focus, O for order, O for order, another O for optimism, D for discipline. And maybe we'll get Mr. Elias to come and share with us on discipline. And then S for synergy. But the other S is stamina. So guys, we must have this ability to be able to, come into the incubator experience, because that way we can bet faster. And I don't know if we have any medical person here, but I want to believe that children that survive the incubator are likely stronger than children that were giving birth to normally. I don't know. I'm just saying. Because, when we give birth to a child normally, the first thing is that people want to carry the child. There are external issues. There's this one, there's that one. The child just gets sick. But, I wait to, I've not done an extensive research on that. But the essence of what I'm saying is that you must be able to also incubate your ideas, all right? Unconsciously processing, this whole thing and getting it there so that you focus intently over time. The other bit is illumination, that aha moment, all right? A flash of insight starts to come in. Remember, we're talking about betting ideas, betting businesses. So as you've taken some of these things in terms of knowledge, you've grounded it, somehow some things will just come up in your mind. And like a spark, you're able to recognize a need. You're able to see how you can help. And in that help, as you help others, it helps building you. Almost like Jim Rohn said, whatever good thing we build ends up building us. And then as you move on with this flash of insight, that conscious will, okay, that understanding to pursue it, to write it down. Remember what I did first said yesterday, and I also alluded to it. Once an idea drops, once an insight drops, once an improvement or a need to improve or something drops, that's the time to put it down. And that's why we have our jotters, because or our journals or notebooks. Make sure you pen it down. Make sure you pen it down. You cannot afford not to pen things down in this time that we're in. All right, as a thought occurs, pen it down. And that's the beauty of this journey, because what we have done is that we're embracing ideas and insights that have lasted over time. Okay, and the guy that came up with these 5 stages, James Webb Young, he said, look, that flash is, because remember, people are also getting the same ideas. It's as if in nature, and has it not occurred to you that somehow you'll be thinking about an idea and then you think about it, but you not take a step on it. Then maybe 4 months down the line, you hear somewhere that somebody has started an idea like that. Why does that happen? Is that somehow these ideas are just roving in the air, and it's those that are silent enough to receive it. It's those that are conscious enough to receive it and be deliberate and intentional to pursue it that will make a difference. And those are the guys that will own the ideas. Those are the guys that would have started and made a difference. All right. So enough of you saying, I wish and I knew about this, and this is what I wanted to do. Enough is enough. The other thing is that by the time you start to pen it down, you start to do your research. Can you all hear me?
Can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you see, technology just must be prepared. Okay, great. So as I was saying, I said, look, you cannot but come to terms to the point where you have to start to get to the element of verification of validating your ideas. So once those things come up, start to test. Start to test it. Start to review it. And so these principles that we shared, the 5 stages, all right, where you must imbibe these things and ensure that you are able, to eventually come up with something to start. Now, like we said, this module is about starting a career. It's about, or you want to reinvent yourself where you are currently. It's about betting a business or an enterprise. All right. It's about, just even looking at yourself and saying, what can I start doing differently? Because you know what? If you've been doing certain things in certain ways, you only get the same results. Now, what must change? There must be a flip. All right. Because remember, and I don't know if anybody has seen this diagram, there are 2 sides to this. There are some things that you must keep doing just so that you can get an unusual result. All right. But there are some things you must stop doing. So there's this picture of a man that was trying to fish on this side, and then on that other side, we realized that that's where the fish or the school of fish were, or fishes, all right? But you understand what I'm saying? The school of fish were on this side. But on the left side, there were no fish. And what happened? He was fishing in that point. So there are some things he needed to stop. All he needed to do was just change direction, okay? And so that could be your betting process as to, are you going to change your what we call your direction, okay? And those are the things that are akin to whatever we're doing. So it's not just you waking up in the morning and saying, yeah, I have an idea. Remember, you must have a journey. And what have you fed your mind with? And that's why we have to say you have to clean your mind, all right? You have to decide, change those and break free from those limiting beliefs, and then start to chart a great life. All right, guys, look, I don't know, but I am already fired up. Like I said, yes, this session also just helped me, because sometimes you're also guilty of some of the things you're teaching. And let's be real now, all right? Or some of the things that you're sharing. So I realized that I had a couple of proposals that left pending, investment proposal. What did I do? I just went back immediately and sent them out. Okay, why? Because see, you can also get too comfortable where you are. All right. So even if you are comfortable, can you please be drastic and try to provoke a radical change? All right. And a lot of people will benefit from this. A lot of people will benefit from it. So let me read in closing. What I've shared is that for every vision in tandem with our purpose, there will always be a provision. So if the elements are coming, if the elements deliver an idea or an insight or an introduction or an input or something to to implement within you, there's also an avenue of delivery or a provision for that thing. What am I saying? I'm saying that if you have gone through this process and something has dropped in your mind, that same process will make available the how. You didn't get that. I'm saying that for every vision, there is a provision, not your provision. You see, look, sometimes we struggle over the things that we do not need to struggle over. And I dare say that, look, it's about time we start to embrace this methodology, that every vision in tandem with the way we've nurtured it will ultimately will also avail us a provision. And so be open, all right? If you think you can't get a scholarship, you can. Just be open. Knock on every door that needs to be knocked. And if you open to the elements, you get guided direction as to the steps to take. You want funding, be open. The elements will guide you. Just as you take those steps, you'll find out that, hey, something is about to happen. So guys, start penning it down, like we said. And as you pen it down, move on to that point where, you start to digest this flow, preparation, digestion. As you are digesting it, you get into the point where you begin to incubate, that incubation process. And ultimately, as you incubate, you get into processes where, the other steps, but ultimately you must test. And that's what I'm saying. You must bet, you must test, you must bet. All right. And that betting is what gives room to the unusual possibilities. So the attempts you do not take, you don't even know whether you failed. So can we increase what we start to take and make our lives, pleasurable and claim an extraordinary life? Guys, it's Sunday. Happy Mother's Day once again. And those that need to go to sleep, please go ahead. I need to leave your faces now, and I'm wishing you all of the best days ahead. So guys, enjoy the rest of today. I'll see you later this evening as we just, today will be very brief. And to just allow people to prepare fully for the week. If you have anything to say, just quickly drop a comment or just say hi or mute yourself and let me hear you, and then we'll be getting out of it.
Thank you for today's for this morning session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, so we could all log out now. Yeah, hello,
okay.
Ma.
Okay, this is Mercy. I don't know if it was when the audio went off, but I think I missed some of the steps you were talking about.
Okay, I'll send to you right away.
Okay, sir.
I'll send to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Great, great. I'll also share it in the group also. Yeah, I'll share it in the group. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Great, great. Oriditse, you want to say something?
No, thank you so much, sir. I'm fine.
Okay, great. I think this is a good time to end this meeting. Have the best of the day and call on the elements to provoke you to new ideas and new insights, all right, so that you can start to bed.